Hey, how's it going, guys? This is your boy Hazzed, and today we're going to be talking about just random different news that's going on within the WoW community, I'd have to say. And of course, it involves Legion, of course. And I need to talk to you guys about something that's going on with Frosty Ks currently that are making them weaker than they should. So let's go ahead and jump into this, guys. First thing we need to discuss is definitely going to be what was going on with Frosty Case. Now, the last time I did threes or twos on a Frosty K, I believe I did twos with Savix and threes. I can't remember what I was doing, but I just remember that my damage was low. It was lower than other classes, which doesn't happen on the Frosty K for me. It was definitely lower than Savix's when I was being focused, and usually when I'm getting focused is when I'm dealing the most pressure, and I really couldn't figure out why or what was going on with the class. I couldn't pinpoint it, but after reading these patch notes the other day and them stating that they're going to have to correct this, there was actually something wrong with Rhyme procs, which caused that free Howling Blast to deal 4 times normal damage, which basically is just a huge buff on a giant AoE damage ability that's basically undodgeable. So you can imagine how that would greatly affect our DPS. So if you tried out a Frost DK within the last couple weeks, I'd have to say they'd probably be a bit disappointed. I mean, I was definitely shocked by the small damage I was doing. It definitely didn't make sense to me because I was like, I was just pulling 2 to 3 times, the other day. There was no major nerfs or anything. And then we also got slightly buffed recently on our Howling Blast damage. And I thought, no, this can't be normal. And after reading that, it turns out Rhyme procs weren't working correctly and they're going to have to redo them. So, I mean, it's kind of bad news that it sucks right now that Frosty Ks are kind of glitched out on the beta. But it's good news that they're aware of it and they're going to have to fix it. So I definitely wanted to bring that news to you guys in case you tried one and you were like, what the heck is wrong with my Frosty K? It's not doing any damage. That's why. The other things I wanted to discuss with you guys is about balancing in the game. Now, where does this information come from? If you guys watched the dev Q&A, definitely we heard some key things that we needed to hear out of there that they're going to work on and do. And at least for PvP, because it's really good right now. It's fun. There's a lot of burst. Everything's just going ham. Honestly, I really enjoy how it is. But there are things, of course, that definitely need to be tweaked because I have made, of course, the tweaking videos in the past. So, what's going on with balancing out Legion currently, guys? Where are they coming in with this? Well, basically, they said we've basically been just trying to balance out the major honor and, kind of PvP talents. And then we're actually going to go back over abilities and main classes within the last, 1 to 2 months before Legion and actually fine tune the crud out of them because we had a lot to work on. And, that really was kind of my thought. They did the big pruning back. They fixed the abilities and, actually changed the abilities so they'd be viable in the current PvP situation. And then they'd come back and slowly tune the percentage down on certain classes like they did the prop warriors one shot, they nerfed that down. Arms warriors one shot, they nerfed that down. They've taken down quite a few of the major one shots. There's still quite a few classes that can pump out insane burst, of course, but you're probably not going to see, the giant crits. I think maybe warlocks can still do one. I'm not sure, but I'll have to check. Anyways, guys, the other thing they talked about was fresh PvP, and what do I mean by that? Is they're bringing back, I think they said 4 world PvP zones. Let me count here. I believe, yeah, 4 is what I wrote down. And basically, there's going to be like free-for-all zones. There's going to be a system for being in a party, of course, so you can group up with your friends and go ham on people. And there's also one that you could turn into a Murloc, go third faction, and kill people. That's one they're thinking about discussing. Now, personally, what do I think about that? That's awesome. I'd totally go gank people as a Murloc. Like, this is sweet. And the other one that kind of just blew my head off was they were talking about taming creatures. No, I don't know if you guys ever played what game is it? Oh, it's not in my head right now. I can't think of it. But you tame dinosaurs and you ride them around. And you go kill people and throw spears at them and stuff. Pretty cool game. And basically, The thing you're going to be doing here is you're going to go out and tame creatures, and you're going to mount them up, and you're going to have mounted PvP combat. Now, do I know if you're actually going to use your character's abilities on the mounted PvP combat, or is it going to be like the Argent tournament kind of thing? I have no idea, but we're going to find out, of course, because this just sounds savage. I can't wait. Like, honestly, this is just four different things that we can do all the time. Go kill people as just like this giant mob. We're down. We're going to do it. It's going to happen. And of course, they're bringing back a place called the Black Rock Hold Arena, which basically is just like a giant free-for-all Gurabashi where everyone goes in and smacks each other as hard as they can, of course, and probably fight for some kind of chest reward. So, I mean, I'm totally down for that. I'm totally down. PvPers, we got some new stuff to do, and we're going to have to hit it hard, guys. Let's talk about some prestige levels for PvP. Honestly, I really like the idea of the prestige system to give PvPers something to do other than just, farming honor and stuff. It would actually make it a lot better and easier. Yeah, we're doing parkour, guys. Yeah, this is like the funnest thing to do on a Demon Hunter, by the way, is if you don't have anything to do, you just kind of fall off stuff you see there, not do anything cool like they were planning because they suck at it. Anyways, guys, talking about prestige rewards, they said that you're gonna start at 0 level, of course, and then you're gonna go all the way up to level 50. Now, pet groupie. Okay, so every time you prestige up, you get you get toys, you get artifacts, you get quest lines to go get more stuff, you get titles even. I mean, it sounds pretty cool, and I can imagine that there's even gonna be mounts. Now, guys, that's a lot of reason to get my butt in PvP and go kill stuff. No lie. I can imagine just the competition of PvPers just getting up there is going to be pretty high too, because everybody loves to be the first. Like, yeah, no, people on the game will be like, I don't want to admit it, but being the first guy to have a legendary item, yeah, any WoW player would want that. Like anyone who says they wouldn't want that, they're lying. Like, get out of here. If you have a maxed out level character and you play the game, you would want to be the first one to get that legendary item. I mean, that's just how it is. We all want it. We all want it. The other thing the devs discussed was the damage, and I thought it was really cool that they talked about this because I've been discussing it with you guys on last videos, is the fact that some classes have insane burst while the other classes have insane consistency. And a lot of people are thinking that consistency is not going to work in PvP, which it is. It really does, guys. It's kind of crazy how well it works at some points. Because after the burst, if you're smart enough to mitigate that one giant burst, that consistent damage is going to absolutely destroy that bursty class. It was like watching, I'd say, my Enhancement Shaman video back when I popped Astral Shift and I threw down Reflect Totem, of course. And the warrior comes over, pops full cooldowns, and bursts on me, tries to hit me with that one shot. But I was immune to physical damage. And then that one shot just was reflected back at the shaman, and the other shaman on the team. And he just got exploded instantly. Like, that was it. He just exploded. And personally, I mean, it's really cool that they put in abilities like that, honestly. But I mean, that's the differentiation in damage, guys. I mean, casters, of course, different casters are going to be standing still while other casters are going to be moving. Kind of like melee, why some melee can't hit behind walls and other melees can. They're really trying to make classes a lot different. They want classes to feel like they're classes. They want Feral Druids to pop out, put bleeds on something, and run away around the pillar, which they're extremely good at if you can kite. Like, I was doing it to Demon Hunters, which one a face roll and face roll face to face. Demon Hunter should punch a Feral and just, like, Feral should go down. Of course, with LOS and Pillar, kind of like with the Beastmaster Hunter, you really don't need it. There was some slight discussion. I believe they're definitely going to bring back Ashran. Now, the other question was, are they going to bring back Wintergrass? Because, everyone hates Trash Can. I mean, everyone hates Trash Can. Unless you have, like, the Legendary Ring, Trash Can's no fun. Now, what they really wanted to know was whether or not they're going to bring back Wintergrass. Because Wintergrass, in my opinion, was actually really fun. I enjoyed Wintergrass. Wintergrass was actually an amazing World PvP event. It was probably one of the ones I'd say I had the most fun at. Me and my friends would, of course, go in there. We'd pick up all the little quests. and go drive around in tanks and PvP. It was a really great thing to do. And honestly, I spent a lot of time in Winter Grasp on my warrior, farming titanium ore and I believe Serenite because it was a really great farm spot. And the best part about it was since I was a PvP head, I literally would go around my farm spot, and if I saw the opposite faction, of course I would just kill them and take the ore. And that was the thing I liked to do over and over again. And whenever I saw one of these gold farmers coming around, it was on. I'm a PvP or you can't handle it. That was probably one of the funnest times I ever had in the game, was having the option to go farm and PvP at the same time. It was really fun. And then, of course, they were kind of touched on it, but they didn't really say anything about this one specifically, was Tolbarad. And I was like, huh. I kind of like Tolbarad, but it was kind of just a Zerg fest. But I'll take Tolbarad over Trash Can any day, honestly. Like, I'll go Zerg around to different bases, attack with giant groups of people, and get a bunch of kills. I mean, honestly, it was nowhere near as bad as Trash Can. So, I mean, I'm totally down to play some of these older world PvP events that were a bit more fun than the current ones. Let's talk about the healer situation also, guys. Well, apparently, the reason why healers are exploding so fast and feeling like healers can't stand up to anything is there was some kind of artifact glitch that was causing healers to be 30% weaker than they should be. So healers, if you're a healer, or you like healer, you're playing some kind of healer comp, or you're really worried about threes, thinking about playing triple DPS, healers are actually supposed to be about 3 times more effective, or not 3 times, 30% more effective than they currently are. So obviously when live drops and this is all fixed, I can imagine probably more like before, healers are actually going to be a bit stronger. Now, is 30% a lot? It's actually quite a lot. Is that going to make healers God mode? I don't believe it's going to make healers God mode, just based off the fact that most healers right now can die in, one simple CC and a major burst. I feel like it's going to make them at least be able to survive 1 CC, but 2 CCs, definitely not. 2 CCs and an interrupt, definitely not with the amount of burst that's right now. But it's definitely going to make it so healers can survive some consistency, because right now even classes that deal low consistency are actually very, very threatening to a healer. Because if you look at these ticks, they aren't that huge compared to a lot of the damage. Now 30% on some of those 20Ks would be a lot. I'd have to say a lot for a Resto Druid. Of course, when you got Life Plume going off, you got all your hots going, it stacks up to be quite a bit. But again, 30% is very, very powerful. It's going to help him in BGs. It's going to make healers a lot more effective. I can imagine getting into Battlegrounds with a random healer pugs is not going to be as painful because they're not going to blow up as easy. And of course, again, I don't believe they're going to be God mode because of it. I don't believe they're going to be able to run around tank 3 different classes just based off of the fact of how abilities are kind of pulled back right now. And of course, a lot of classes have ways to kind of have insane burst up front and blow up healers after catching an interrupt or something. So I really don't think it's going to be a problem with the way the game is being designed right now with all the ability pruning. So, yeah. I think it's looking good. I think we're looking good that they're going to buff them up just slightly. The last thing we got to talk about, guys, is the fact that the channel has broke 20,000 subscribers. 20,000. My mind is just like sinking in on itself, guys. I literally celebrated so hard on the 4th because of it. I was dancing around with Roman candles spinning in the air. People were running away from me. It was dangerous. Yeah. We're not going to get too far into that one. But basically, guys, I mean, it's mind blowing when I think about it. My head just explodes. I mean, yeah, I feel like it was almost just yesterday, even though it was over 2.5 years ago or something like that. That I started this channel. I only had 10 subscribers or 100 subscribers, and I was making these small, goofy commentary videos that were terrible, absolutely terrible. And I'm looking back on some of the old ones, like the DPS rotation guide, where I had the huge mustache and my whole face is sunburnt. Or, oh my goodness, guys, some of the stuff that we did back then was crazy, like crazy. What are we doing? What are we doing, Marvin? Anyways, guys, I'd like to personally thank you for everything. It's honestly been insane. It's been quite life-changing to have a goal and really just feel like I have to achieve it. I don't know why, but I feel like YouTube is something I need to do. I feel like it's something I was meant to do. I don't know why. Call it stupid. I don't know. I just feel like I have the perfect personality for being a random crazy idiot that likes to talk a lot. So it just kind of worked out perfect because I was never good at schoolwork, guys. Like if you look, hold on, like I'll show you what I was doing here. We're gonna hide that. We're gonna hide this. Hold on. We're gonna hide the paper. Now this is my handwriting. If you can see that, this is me trying to write my name. Like my handwriting there right there. Like I have the stupidest handwriting you've ever seen. Like I'm telling you, it looks like there's an earthquake going through my hand as I'm trying to write. Now as for my spelling, obviously, I don't know if anyone's realized it. I've probably told a couple people. I'm slightly dyslexic at times and things just happen to go in backwards or like simple vocabulary, like obviously I've studied every single one, like your and all that stuff, and there and there, and they really sometimes I don't know why, but whenever I space out and I'm not focusing on it real hard, I definitely mess it up every time. I get them backwards. I do things like that. It's really weird, and it doesn't make much sense because in a lot of other aspects of my life I don't have problems like that, but spelling, like spelling, writing, and things like that was not me. It's never been me. So it really wasn't. I'd have to say my life goals really weren't. My life would not be spent well sitting in a classroom wasting somebody's time, which obviously, I mean, later on in life, we're definitely going to go back to school for probably some kind of computer classes. Editing classes is actually really what I want to do. But, I mean, a little bit farther in the future, maybe. A little bit more maturity in the brain, a little bit more sustain. But I feel like we're actually getting there. You could probably tell by the recent production of major videos. I've been pumping out like 3 a day, 4 a day, like just an insane amount trying to get some good content out for you guys on different classes. And stuff you guys have been requesting, of course. And by the way, if you guys want me to play any more classes, I believe I got a request for Windwalker and a few other different top 5 videos we've been working on. You guys have been giving me some input on those top 5 videos, and that's awesome. You guys have been really discussing different things on those, and it's actually been helping me find different things to play and make videos about because a lot of the classes have some pretty crazy quirks that's not really talked about very much. And so that's really cool, guys. So if you have any input on a top 5 video, or you want some classes done up or something, let me know. I've been working on a few casters, but it's getting there. It's getting there. I have to get my caster legs back. But anyways, guys, again, thank you so much for 20,000 subscribers. We're still growing at an insane amount. I'm gonna keep up the pace for you guys and try not to get too tired making videos, but I don't think I will. I'm really enjoying Legion. And you can really tell by the fact that I'm enjoying Legion of how well it's reflecting on my videos, because I can make 4 videos and still feel like I could make another one, but I'm like, no, I'm not gonna force them to watch 5 videos a day. That's kind of mean. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you again. Until next time, this was your boy Hazzed.